Rob,
Guys, go ahead.
Rob, great performance tonight. Everything came together, looked good. They didn't seem to let off. Had that little issue right there to make it 2-1, but then they kept the pressure on. How proud are you of the team to finally put it all together?
Yeah, super proud. I really kind of probably like the most complete performance we've had. I asked the guys tonight to just play with a ton of intensity, right? I think we knew that if we played with the intensity, Charleston kind of want to have this slow, methodical game where they keep the ball and they just keep dropping you off. I think we learned, even though we got the results in Oakland, just how hard it can be to have to soak up that much pressure. So I think the big difference tonight versus what happened in Oakland was that we kept getting pressure on the ball in the attacking half, we turned them over, we kept making them have to second guess kind of what they were doing on the ball. So yeah, I think all 16 guys who were on the field tonight put in an unbelievable shift. Discipline defensively, right? We talked about that a lot, but just super, super proud and got their just reward.
When you come out, you have all the stuff going on before. I mean, he's still you're still human being some, but obviously can't argue with the start. So it didn't seem like the guys were too whatever about it. I know not everybody was on that team, but still.
Yeah. I mean, Conte was the biggest fan of the idea of giving them the rings before a big game, but tried to get past it quickly. Once the guys came back in from warm-ups, refocus. Again, kind of emphasize the message again that we need to start quick and again play with intensity like we did. It was a great start.
I don't know what Trevor's been able to do. I mean, obviously coming out and scoring a minute 39 in this game, 3 goals he scored immediately in the second half. How impressive you've been just the way he's able to take advantage of the situation immediately on the start of the half. And he's done that, and this isn't the first time he's been his routine.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it too much. I think he's the type of guy who is very kind of he likes those moments where he can kind of pounce on maybe a little bit of disorganization. That often comes early in the half where they play a ball forwards. They're probably not expecting such a quick ball back over the top. So full credit to Trevor for staying alert, staying on side. He's been offside with that one a couple of times this year where he's a little bit slow to get back. So full credit to him, stays on side, strikes it really well. I think catches Emilio before he's ready to take the shot. So great start. It always helps. Again, when you talk about intensity, you can get the goal, that gives the guys even more of a lift. They have something to kind of grip and squeeze onto now. So perfect start.
It's nice to feel as he's finally come back in the league. I mean, he's got the thing. He always just he gets to the 18 and shoots high, but when he gets in the road, it seems to be his thing.
Yeah, we've tried to give him a little bit more freedom in the last couple of games. This goal doesn't come from that situation. This is just a counter-attack that he spots the moment and goes, and he obviously has a great engine. He's pretty much the highest guy forward in that counter-attack. So, again, full credit to him. Again, maybe earlier in the season, we as a team score the first one and maybe take our foot off the gas. So to see the guys continuing to sprint forward, seeing the opportunity to get a second goal was pleasing. And delighted for Danny because I know, as much work as he does, he does want to get on the score sheet and he does want to contribute on the stat sheet as well. So happy for him.
And that was Danny's 20th Hounds goal. Just sort of speak to the impact he's had this year and just in your time here.
Yeah, I don't think words can do it justice. I mean, he's obviously been an absolute staple for the group in the past several years. He's captain for a reason. His work rate, his on-field leadership, the locker room guy that he is. Great person to have around. The new guys come in, they kind of warm to him pretty well. So, I don't think words can really do justice to how big of an impact he is. And then, today, he put so much work and effort in. We wanted to keep getting pressure on the ball, and we'd asked him to jump and press a lot. So to be able to take him out and put Robbie Mertz on to see the game out for us was nice to be able to do. But again, Robbie gives you energy, gives you composure, continues that leadership late into the game.
Yeah, you guys ended strong too, and going back to that, you guys didn't just park the bus. I felt like you guys never let them comfortable in that second half.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, again, if you just drop into your box, yes, you can put a lot of players behind the ball, but all it takes is one ball to bounce funny, drop the wrong way. So we want to try and keep as many guys pressing half the field as we can. I thought you came on, did a great job. Charles came on, did a great job. Junior came on. They all kept the pressure high. Robbie obviously came in for PG, so pretty much that front four, front five, we're able to keep getting pressure on the ball. And then it forces Charleston into long balls that are a little bit more hopeful. And that plays into our hands too. Vic, Dell, and Lasso will kind of keep that up all day. So, again, listen, another really good step forward in terms of results, in terms of performance. We'll probably learn the hard way earlier in the season that we haven't always backed these types of performances up with a second one, a third one, a fourth one. So that's a challenge for us now.
Just come out first 10 minutes of the second half. We were up there and then you guys guard on the sub piece, which talked last week, getting more opportunities. So, I mean, obviously, the magnitude of that was so special. So if you could just talk about that first half, part of the second half before you guys scored.
Yeah, I thought we started the second half a little bit slow and a little bit too deep, to your point. Gave them a little bit too much territory, and they got some balls into the box and had some shots from the top of the 18, so didn't really like the way we started the second half. But once we got out, we were ready to make a couple of changes too. Again, just to get a little more energy higher in the field. Again, we kind of swung the game back in our favour, and then the third goal was big because it opens up the gap a little bit.
You couldn't ask for anything better, right?
Yeah, Vic's been desperate. Vic's been working so hard on his corners, him and Owen. Adam works a lot on our set pieces. He's been putting a lot of pressure on our guys to score more set pieces. And I know Vic and Owen have put a lot of time and effort into working on their time and working on their contact. So the light into Vic. I told Owen he's next. He owes us one next.
The back line looked really connected tonight. Talk about their communication.
Yeah, I mean, they've forged a really good relationship back there. The one thing that I really like now is that they're starting to hold each other accountable as well. Earlier in the season, we'd have these little breakdowns and we'd wait till Monday morning to fix it, and now you see the guys on the field talking, solving it themselves. If they make a bad play, it doesn't usually take me to yell anymore. They're quickly talking about it, they're quickly solving it. So I think that speaks to the amount of games they've played together, but also kind of the personalities that they are. They've been great all season about learning Monday through Friday, and then trying to execute on Saturday. And when things go wrong, they're back in on Monday morning. They want to learn, they want to know. So a credit to them. And I think Luke Perrin and Max in that too, because they've split minutes at right back. Slightly different profiles, but they always do a great job of kind of fitting in and doing that job of, like, we ask them to do a lot going forward and then connect when we lose the ball. So I think all five of those guys have done a tremendous job and helped us see out the game tonight.
I mean, these are the results of the last two matches, which is
3.
Yeah.
Last 3 matches.
Good question. Yeah, that's what we've been missing this season is the ability to string 3, 4, 5 results. I think we've had a couple of win draws, draw wins, and then we kind of dropped our standards a little bit. So I've said all along that we need to be peaking in the latter third of the season into playoffs. So I'm hoping now that those lessons that we've learned earlier in the season will start to be kind of executed on, built upon. But yeah, it's not going to get any easier. I think we've already had a tough result at Brooklyn. That's going to be a tough game. Then we're in the middle of a 3-game week. We have to go on the road to El Paso. Tampa's the next home game, I believe. So it doesn't get any easier. So we got to keep kind of churning these performances out. Keep training well. But yeah, I said to the guys, like, this is what it has to look like moving forward now. This is how we have to finish the season, and if we play like this, more often than not, we'll get the results, and it'll, hopefully take us into the playoffs.
And beating the second place team in the East, highest scoring team in the USL, you held them to 1 goal. Does that just kind of build confidence going forward?
Okay.
You know the fireworks, coach?
I did. I stood on the balcony. I enjoyed it. All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks, coach. We appreciate it.
Coach, we're all situated. We got our first-time customer here, Victor. So go ahead. And they all know that's your first goal in 3 years, so they'll probably lead off with that. So go ahead.
What's it like to hit the back of the net for the first time in 3 years?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, It's been a long time coming. Been working on it in training, so I'm just happy I got to help the team out today.
With the win, you guys are now before the play of the standings. I know long season to go, rest away still. But I mean, to get that opportunity to put some position, obviously, those playoff matches here. I mean, just talk about that, and I mean, getting you something that puts the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a game at a time, right? We're not looking too far, and you know, we're just trying to perform week by week. You know, keep getting better. It's a long season. We still have a lot of games to play, so we just got to keep building on it.
You guys played the highest scoring team in the USL. You held them to 1 goal. Just speak on your back line and just your defense and overall, just how's that been, you know, coming along?
Yeah, it's been great. I feel like we hold ourselves to a very high standard, and we hold each other accountable. And I just feel like we've been getting better and better, and hopefully that continues.
Victor, great win at home, 3-1. How are you going to take that energy and keep it going in these 2 road games coming up?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to do the same stuff we've been doing, you know, focus in training, taking the information the coaches are giving us, and like I've been saying, just keep improving, you know, game by game, week by week, keep improving.
Awesome goal tonight. What was the key to eliminating their chances tonight? Because they were, it seemed to me like you guys were, you know, keeping their forwards from finding any kind of rhythm.
I mean, I think it's just discipline, defensive discipline. You know, I feel like we work on it a lot in training, but if we're in the right spots and working as a unit, then it's hard to break us down, and we know that. So, you know, just holding that high standard.
So we're here from Red Las Palmas. We understand you have a heritage as Brazilian.
Yeah.
Is there a message that you want to send out to the Latino community here in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I mean, I love my culture. I love Brazilians. I love Latinos in general. I mean, just keep supporting in any way you can, and you know, I hope I'm doing my part in representing the Latino community.
And sellout crowd tonight, do you feel like their energy kind of helped you guys put together such a good performance?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the fans are everything for us, you know. We play to win and to entertain the fans, you know, and reward them for the support they give us. So it's very fulfilling.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.